Alright, here we are. Studiopolis. You know what this means? I just realized Chemical Plant is in West Side Island. So this means Studiopolis is also in West Side Island. And how do I know that? Because you could say, well, what about Green Hill? I mean, Green Hill takes place before you go to Chemical Plant, and Green Hill is in South Island, whereas Chemical Plant is in West Side. So how do you explain that? And you can actually tell by the transitions. Anytime, it's because you notice that anytime you go to like a different area that's not in the same island, or yeah, that's not in the same area basically, you do it through the Phantom Ruby, or like in this case with the flying battery, where it's an aircraft, so it flies, it can literally take you anywhere. I mean, sure, the first appearance of it was in Angel Island, but it's an airship, so it doesn't really matter. I lost my shield, which worries me because I want to turn supersonic, but I want to get more rings. Those shutterbacks. Huh, I would have thought that would collapse. No! Oh, man! I really lost all my rings. Okay. Got enough to turn supersonic now. Oh yeah, I'm just thinking right now, like, if they would have not updated it to be activated by the button, it would have been annoying dealing with tails, like if you're trying to fly, because the game just wouldn't let you. Nice. Now, unfortunately, Sonic doesn't have his flash attack from 3 and Knuckles, unless... was that something only exclusive to Hypersonic? I don't remember. Here we are. We get to take on the boss as Supersonic, which is just stupid overpowered. Especially this boss. I can literally just run into all the missiles. Look at that. This isn't fair, honestly. Hey, but you know what? I might as well abuse it now, because believe me, I just think the later levels, I'm not gonna be able to save up enough rings to be able to turn supersonic. Like, I'm already just thinking about Metallic Madness. That level was pretty hard. Same thing with the... what's the other one? Titanic Monarch. Yep, and that's him taken care of. Alright, Egg TV. Here we are in the actual studio. Just try to get as many rings as we can. Oh my god. Thanks, Tails. Oh, by the way, so I didn't mention this, but so as you saw, there are a couple new levels in this game. Right? And from what I've heard, apparently these levels were wow, I only got 4 rings. That was like the worst luck I could get with that lottery spin, by the way. Yeah, apparently these levels aren't like entirely original. They were actually scrap designs from the previous Genesis titles that Sega gave they gave all those designs to the team that made this game, and that's why they ended up making these levels. So apparently, like, for a good example is Mirage Saloon. That level was actually conceptualized to be in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I think that's why you see that level appears in West Side Island, because since all of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 takes place on West Side Island, I think that's why it's there. And I think it's the same here with Studiopolis. I mean, Studiopolis comes out after, or this is after Chemical Plant. So, yeah, so this place has to be in West Side Island. Here we are. I feel like I'm gonna breeze through all the levels now thanks to Supersonic. Oh, and since now I could choose this fight since Supersonic has a much higher jump Yeah, you see how easy I cheesed that fight with Supersonic? Okay, to be fair though, you guys already saw me go through all the fights with Knuckles like regularly, so I think I've earned the right to be able to cheese them with Supersonic, don't you guys think? That's what I think. You guys might disagree. And what I say to that is, I don't care. I got the 7 emeralds. That's what they're for. It's over here. Oh. Besides, all I gotta say is, if they didn't want me to be able to turn Supersonic this early in the game, they wouldn't have put that many giant ring stages. Cause I think even actually I don't know. I was gonna say I think even in 3 and Knuckles that's not the case, but I think if you really find all the giant rings and you don't fail a single one, you could probably play as Supersonic as early as like the 2nd level. Of course, this game is longer, and those other 2 games, they're not as long, but still. I mean, yeah, the fact that this game is longer, and unlike Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where if you collect all the Chaos Emeralds, like, before launch base, or yeah, before the boss of launch base, you're able to get, you get the Super Emeralds next. And that's the thing, even if you do get all the Chaos Emeralds, like, early on, you can't even start going for the Super Emeralds until you get to Mushroom Hill Zone. Whereas this game, this game is even longer, so I do think if they really wanted it, they could have just really limited the, oh, I didn't even know about this place. They really could have just limited the amount of giant rings that were in the levels. Try to get as much rings as I can get. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. Yeah, okay. Seeing that, now I am pretty much convinced that the only way you can go there. Oh, okay. I see. I was gonna say the only way you could get there is through being Supersonic, but I guess you need the magnetic shield. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Don't forget, even though I'm Supersonic, you can still get crushed. Oh, that didn't work out to my favor. You can see the blueprint for the boss that we find next there. Fun little Easter egg. Yeah, this boss is also like stupid easy with Supersonic. In fact, it's actually also it's also really easy if you have the electric shield. Seeing those chickens just kind of gives me PTSD from Sonic Lost World, because I can't remember. I remember just not being able to defeat those guys. I think I don't know how you were actually supposed to defeat these guys. I figured the only way you could do it was through just kicking an enemy into them. But I don't know. Maybe you guys know of like a better way of doing it? I'm not sure. Wow, so that ended up taking me exactly to where I just was. That's great. Oh, but there's it. Oh, I see now why. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh man, I jumped off. I was trying to get that life too, but I screwed up, I guess. Whoa, you guys see all that fire? As Sonic would say, it's raining fire! I remember when he said that in Sonic 06? It's raining cool! It's raining fire! That was my best Sonic impersonation. I don't know if it was good or not. I actually did have a friend tell me once that I sound a lot like Jason Griffith's Sonic, which I'm cool with. That's my favorite. I've already said it, that's my favorite Sonic voice actor. But I don't know. Maybe you guys think otherwise. And I did say it through a mic too, so because I know the mic sounds like through a mic, like your voice kind of sounds different sometimes. Because I said it on the Discord chat, and he was surprised, like, whoa, you sounded a lot like Sonic. I was like, really? Okay. I mean, I like to impersonate Sonic a lot. I just don't know if I do a good job at it. I mean, no one has really called me up to do any Sonic voiceovers, but if any of you guys need a Sonic voice actor for any like fan-made projects or whatever, you could hit me up. I'll be down to do it, and honestly, I'd be down to do it just for the experience. You wouldn't even have to pay me that much, if at all. So there you guys go, you gotta get an incentive. If I'll do it for free. I mean, yeah, I've honestly thought about probably being a voice actor. I feel like it'd be cool. I've always liked voice actors. I think they do. It's just such a skill to be able to act with your voice, because unlike actual acting, which I'm not saying it's harder, but because like with actual acting or not regular acting, yeah, with regular acting, oh man, yeah, with regular acting, you basically not only do you have to like act out your lines, but like visually, like body, body also matters, and like facial expressions, all that stuff. But there is that advantage of, but yeah, regular actors do have that advantage of, like, if they need to act a certain way or portray a certain emotion or whatever, they have the benefit of that they can do it through body, that they could do it visually, you know what I'm saying? Whereas voice actors, they have said it's a little harder because since all you're hearing is the voice, and all you're doing is just like reading off lines, like you want to portray, like convey like a certain emotion or whatever, you really have to go out your way to make sure it's heard in your voice. So let's say, you have a character who's like angry, right? You really have to you really have to read your lines in a way that portrays anger within that character. Remember, I kind of don't like this boss. Since we could jump higher, it makes this boss easier. I would want to be careful here because I don't want to hit those spikes. That's why, I don't know, that's why with voice acting, I gotta say, because you know how you see, so with voice actors, you don't really often see voice actors do acting, like regular acting, right? There are exceptions, of course, but voice actors tend to strictly stay into voice acting. Whereas regular actors, you do see them go into voice acting, but you do see sometimes that with regular actors, they might be good acting on screen, like in front of a camera, but when you see them do voice acting, you can see that maybe they're not as good, and it's just because, yeah, maybe, you know, they're so used to being able to emote the emotions and whatnot, that when you don't have that option anymore when you do voice acting, that's why you hear these like professional actors just not do a good job, and you're all like, wait, what? Like, what comes to mind is Megan Fox. You know, she did the voice acting. She voice acted a character for Sonic, for Mortal Kombat. And I remember the whole internet just decided to clown her because of how bad it was. And I've seen clips of the voice acting, and it is just terrible. And I mean, I've seen Megan Fox in a couple other movies, and I'd like to say that she can act pretty well. But that voice acting, I don't know. Same thing with the Mortal. So that was from Mortal Kombat 1, or yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, the newest one, the one that just came out like last year, I think. But for Mortal Kombat 11, then they kind of ran into the same issue. So there's a character, Sonya Blade. In that game, she's portrayed by Ronda Rousey. And they even modeled Sonya's likeness after her in that game. And see, here's the thing, like Ronda Rousey, same thing. She just personally did not do a good job with the voice acting. It just gave like a very wooden performance. But see, that also begs the question, because I know oftentimes when you see characters that are like monotone, or when you hear monotone performances, that's like a dead giveaway that yeah, that's a dead giveaway that that person is not doing a good job voice acting. But sometimes there's just monotone characters, and I think at that point, you need to ask yourself, okay, so how do I know the difference between, like, that's what the character is supposed to sound like, between, that's just them not doing a good job? Because I think about an example that comes to mind when I think about that is, I actually just watched this show recently. I don't know how many of you guys might know about it, and I kind of feel a little embarrassed just to say it, but so I watched this show called The Secret Life of the American Teenager, and I only watched it because I'm a huge fan of India Isley, and she's in that show. In fact, like, I think that was like one of her first major performances. She was really young when that show came out. And I really liked her character because her character was just, I don't know, I can relate to that character. I feel like her character in that show is basically me, but cooler and a female. And so her character in the show, she's like a very sarcastic person, you know? Yeah, she's like a very sarcastic and carefree person. But she speaks in a very, like, she's very monotone. And I've seen a lot of people say, oh, her acting sucks, like, and you know, I don't think that's really fair because that's how the character is supposed to be. She's supposed to speak like that, and the people who say that, like, they clearly don't, yeah, I think they clearly haven't watched the show because they don't realize that that's what the character is supposed to sound like. And she can act because I've seen a lot of other stuff that she's in, and she has pretty good range. So she can act. It's just that character. People just look at it, and they just see someone like monotone and whatnot, and they just think, oh, that person can't act. Because if you want to go with that same logic, you can say that Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he played the Terminator, he can't act. Yeah, I mean, come on. Arnold Schwarzenegger played a robot. Robots are meant to be like very monotone, cold and lifeless, not have any emotion. And yet I never heard anyone criticize him for giving that performance. And it's because he's supposed to be a robot. Now you might say, yeah, but that's obvious, he's a robot. But I mean, have you met, I mean, you know, there's people out there that speak very like deadpan, who give very little emotion. I mean, hell, I'm like that to a certain extent, or I should say I used to be like that to a certain extent. Now I do kind of give a little more emotion when I speak, but I used to be a very deadpan person. I still am to some extent, but it just depends on the situation I'm in. I'm a very antisocial person. I'm a very serious person. But when I'm in a situation that I'm comfortable in, yeah, I kind of let myself let loose a bit. And then I start kind of speaking with a little more emotion. But I wouldn't, I mean, I don't know, maybe you might argue that makes me a boring person, because I know people, there's always that joke that, or there's always that stereotype that people who speak like that, or act like that, they're very boring. I mean, I can't really deny that. I mean, yeah, probably there's people out there who think I'm really boring, and wow! Damn, and what sucks now is that I have to do this fight normally. Oh well, whatever. Okay. But that's just my thoughts. Oh, that was easy, never mind. Where the hell is it? All the way over here. God damn. I didn't get a cool bonus. That took me that level took me 6 minutes. You know what? Since I just realized, since now I got all the emeralds, why don't I just try to like speed run through these stages? No! I have enough to turn super. Man, I love this level. I think I could say of all the brand new levels that this game introduced, this is probably my favorite. One, the music is just, oh man, it's just phenomenal for this stage. But two, okay, clearly I need to go. I think I need to, yeah, I need to go over here. Okay, yeah, I see what I need to do. There we go. Oh, there's a giant ring up there, I just saw it. Alright, let's turn super now. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, I just realized I definitely want to try to see if I can stay super for this boss fight, because this boss fight was annoying with Knuckles. Especially with the stupid star shurikens. I forgot what those badniks are called, but they're annoying. There we go. Easy. GG easy. Alright, and that's the end of that. So let's... You're gonna see right now. So... I actually don't know where this island is because we left on the fight line battery. But you'll see now. We end up on Little Planet when we go to Stardust. And he did it with the Phantom Ruby. And I know for a fact this level is not on Little Planet. It's just not.